I came home one evening to find my driveway empty, tire drag marks cut deep into the gravel, and my grandfather's 1968 pickup gone. My barn, usually guarded by that truck, looked naked and exposed. No phone call, no email. Just a bright orange HOA violation sticker slapped onto the barn door. Vehicle creates visual blight, abandoned property, abandoned. I'm not even part of their subdivision. I own the 60 acres of timberland that borders their exclusive, majestic estates. Their homes, uniform beige stucco, manicured lawns, and German luxury sedans. My side, dense pines, muddy boots, and a truck that's been parked in that spot since before their developers broke ground. The HOA didn't like that my rusty Chevy was the first thing residents saw when pulling up to their automated security gates. While I was in town buying feed, they'd called a tow truck and hauled it away. No authority, just entitlement. I followed the drag marks out to the county road and called the impound lot. When I got the towing company on the line, the driver nervously admitted the HOA president authorized it as an emergency removal. They thought I'd be forced to pay the impound fees and store the truck out of sight. They thought wrong. See, what the HOA didn't realize was that I held the keys to the very thing that made them feel so safe and exclusive. A junction box, not just any box, but the main electrical feed that powers their massive iron entry gates and the entire street lighting system for their main boulevard. 30 years ago, the original developer realized it was cheaper to run a sub-line from my barn's commercial transformer than to trench 3 miles back to the main grid. We shook hands. Free electricity for their gate in exchange for them maintaining the gravel access road. No contract, no easement, just a gentleman's agreement. That agreement got towed away with my truck. The very next morning, I walked out to the utility shed behind my barn. It's a dusty wooden shack, ignored by everyone. But inside is the nervous system of their neighborhood security. I opened the breaker box and flipped the double pole switch to OFF. Instantly, the hum from their gate motors died. The iron gates, heavy and imposing, froze in the closed position. That evening, the streetlights failed to flick on, plunging their entrance into total darkness. By the next morning, chaos had set in. Residents were lined up for a quarter-mile trying to leave for work. The keypad didn't work. The sensors were dead. People were manually trying to push the heavy gears, sweating in their suits. The HOA board came storming up my driveway. The president started shouting about illegal tampering and holding residents hostage. I stayed calm and held up my own piece of paper. A receipt for the impound fees, damages to my gravel, and 15 years of backdated commercial electricity rates. They scoffed and threatened to call the sheriff. I crossed my arms and told them to go ahead. It was my equipment on my land. By day 3, the illusion of luxury was gone. Without streetlights, 2 residents had fender benders in the dark. The gates had to be chained open manually, defeating the purpose of a secure community. Delivery drivers refused to enter the unlit maze. The community forum was on fire, demanding the board resign. The HOA president, looking exhausted and defeated, finally drove his luxury sedan up my muddy driveway. He didn't shout this time. He asked what it would take. They paid to retrieve my truck and had it delivered back to the exact spot. They paid for the gravel repair. And most importantly, they signed a binding contract agreeing to a monthly utility lease at a premium rate, plus a clause that my property was forever exempt from their visual standards. I flipped the breaker back on, and the lights hummed to life.